Good morning, folks. This is Andre, and welcome to Video Proverbs. Today is August 22nd, and we are going to be reading Proverbs chapter 22. Wow. So, as we get started, I just want to let everybody know that I did finish the rules. So if you wouldn't mind going to the About page and checking those out, just so that we can all be on the same page with the purpose of this group and allowing God to work in our lives and to help us grow. So here we go. Let me move this down so I can see. And Proverbs chapter 22. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common: the Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the perverse. He who guards his soul will be far from them. Just so you know, I am at a customer getting loaded, so you will see some shaking. Okay, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it. The rich who sows iniquity will reap sorrow, and the rod of his anger will fail. He who has a generous eye will be blessed, for he gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scoffer, and contention will leave. Yes, strife and reproach will cease. He who loves purity of heart has grace on his lips. The king will be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, but he who overthrows the words of the faith. Sorry, let me read that again. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the faithless. The lazy man says, there is a lion outside. I shall be slain in the street. The mouth of an immoral woman is a deep pit. He who is abhorred by the Lord will fall there. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it far from him. He who oppresses the poor to increase his riches, and he who gives to the rich will surely come to poverty. That makes me think of internet marketing and all these people that make all this money in marketing. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Verse 17, sayings of the wise. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if you keep them within you. Let them all be fixed upon your lips, so that your trust may be in the Lord. I have instructed you today, even you. Have I not written to you excellent things of counsels and knowledge, that I may make you know the certainty of the word of truth, that you may answer words of truth to those who send to you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, nor oppress the afflicted at the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause and plunder the soul of those who plunder them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. Do not be one of those who shakes hands in a pledge, one of those who is surety for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should he take away your bed from under you? Do not remove the ancient landmark which your fathers have set. Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men. Okay, today we're going to go with 26 and 27. Do not be one of those who shakes hand in a pledge, one of those who is surety for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should he take away your bed from under you? You know, sometimes we want to help people, but we don't have the means in order to do so. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have money to help them. It may be that we don't have the mental capacity, we don't have the emotional capacity. You know, there's a lot of things that could keep us from being able to actually help somebody. You know, and you know, maybe they're emotionally distraught, you know, in some ways today, and they consider that to be a debt. So remember, don't get into something that you're not sure you can do. Make sure that you know you can do it, and make sure that you have the ability to do so. Now, to not take away from having faith in the Lord, if you really feel and strongly believe that God has called you to a certain thing, and you may or may not have all that you need, in those cases, as long as it's the Lord, He will be your strength through those things that you don't have to fulfill the call that He has, because you can only fulfill a call that He has through Him anyway. So if anybody has any comments or anything about that, go ahead and leave it. If there is a verse that you saw that you liked, go ahead and share it, and share your heart. Remember, go over and review the rules, so that way we can all have a blessed time as we share in this group and grow in the Lord. And sometimes we just need to let it out. So just let it out. God bless you guys. August 22nd, Proverbs chapter 22 is the proverb for today. Remember my saying, a chapter of Proverbs a day keeps the devil away. And hopefully it helps us to resist the evil desires that are in our hearts. God bless you guys.